All right, welcome to this deep dive, everyone. We're going to be taking a look at some common English errors
Mhm.
that can really trip people up, especially those who are learning it as a second language. Now, you guys sent in a resource that really digs into some of these tricky spots.
Right.
So our goal here is to sort of unpack those mistakes and maybe give you some handy fixes
Exactly.
so you can speak, with a little bit more confidence and accuracy.
Yes.
So why don't we jump right in? What do you think?
Let's do it.
All right, so the first thing that this resource highlights is the confusion between have and has. And specifically saying, he have instead of the correct he has. Now, the rule itself is pretty straightforward, right? Have is for I, you, we. They has is for he, she, it. And the resource gives some clear examples like, she has a beautiful house, or my brother has a new job. But it is interesting, isn't it, how such a small grammatical detail can really have a big impact on how clear something is.
Absolutely. It makes a huge difference.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on that? I mean, is it just people kind of,
Well, I think
overlooking it in the heat of the moment, or is there something else going on?
with subject-verb agreement, it's one of those things where
Right.
it is pretty fundamental, but English has these
Right.
specific conjugations that you have to really pay attention to. And I think that a lot of times people's brains are trying to apply the rules of their first language,
That makes a lot of sense.
which don't always translate directly.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, moving on from there, another area that can be tricky, at least according to the resource, is this unnecessary use of am with the verb agree.
Okay.
So you get things like, I am agree, which just sounds so strange when you hear it.
Yeah.
But the fix is simple, right? It's I agree, just like that.
Exactly.
And the resource is really emphasizing that agree is already the verb. It doesn't need that auxiliary verb am. It gives us some more examples.
Okay.
I agree that learning English is important, or she agrees with my idea.
Yeah, perfect examples.
So what's the underlying principle here? I mean, how can our listeners
It's everything.
really grasp this concept and avoid that mistake?
What's really interesting here is this concept of auxiliary verbs and understanding
Okay.
their specific roles. So in simple present tense, a verb like agree,
Right.
it doesn't need that auxiliary verb. It doesn't need any help.
Got it.
It can stand alone.
Okay, so it can stand on its own 2 feet.
Exactly.
Makes sense. All right, well then let's move on to the next point.
Sounds good.
Now this one has to do with the past tense, specifically with did not or didn't.
Right.
And the mistake is, the resource points out, people often use the past tense
Right.
of another verb after it. So they might say, I didn't went, for example.
Right.
But the correct form, of course, is I didn't go.
Exactly.
Keeping that main verb in its base form
Yeah.
after did. And we get some helpful examples, things like, I didn't see him yesterday, or she didn't call me last night.
Yeah.
So why is it that we use the base form after did?
The key is that auxiliary, the did,
Right.
is already doing the heavy lifting. It's carrying that past tense marker.
Okay.
So you don't need to add the past tense to that main verb. It just becomes redundant.
I see. So the did is sort of like
Exactly.
signaling that, hey, this happened in the past.
Yeah, it's already taken care of.
We got it covered.
Exactly.
No need to do it twice.
Right.
Okay, fantastic. Now, moving on to the fourth point here, this one deals with
Okay.
those tricky homophones, your and your.
Yes, those are tricky.
And the resource points out this common mistake
Mhm.
of you're welcome instead of the correct you're welcome.
Yeah,
So it clarifies, your shows possession,
like your book.
like your book, right?
Yeah.
And your is the contraction of you are. Like
Exactly.
you are doing great with your English.
Yes.
And the resource gives a good example. Your English skills are improving.
Mm-hmm.
So why do you think these two words cause so much trouble for people?
This is a perfect example of how homophones can really trip people up.
Okay.
They sound the same, but have different meanings and spellings.
Yeah.
So it's about paying attention to the context
Right.
and really understanding that grammatical function
Yeah, absolutely.
of each word.
Really using those context clues.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, great. And finally, our resource talks about the redundant use of more
Uh-huh.
with comparative adjectives that already end in er. So like more better.
Right, right.
Which when you hear it out loud,
It just sounds wrong.
it sounds so wrong, yeah.
Yeah.
So the correct form is simply better.
Exactly.
And it explains that better is already a comparative.
It is.
So it gives us some examples. This laptop is better than mine.
Mm-hmm.
His idea is better than yours.
Right, and that's all you need to say.
Yeah, short and sweet. So what principle of English grammar does this illustrate?
So this really highlights how English often favors conciseness.
Okay.
That "er" suffix
Yeah,
already indicates that comparison.
got it.
So adding that "more" is just unnecessary.
Yeah, no need to double up.
It's grammatically incorrect and it's redundant.
Right. Keep it clean, keep it simple.
Exactly.
All right, so in this deep dive, we've gone through 5 common English mistakes.
Yeah.
That have-has distinction, that extra am with agree, the verb form after didn't, your, versus your,
Right.
and avoiding more better. Hopefully now you guys have a clearer understanding of these points.
Yes, the resource challenges you to really practice
Right.
using agree, has,
Yeah.
and better correctly.
Yeah, get those repetitions in, right?
Yeah, think about how much that can boost your confidence.
Absolutely. Now, this all makes me wonder what other little grammar gremlins might be lurking out there.
Right, there are so many.
Maybe that's something we can tackle in our next deep dive.
Sounds like a plan.
Until then, keep practicing, keep learning, keep having fun with English.
Absolutely.
And we'll see you next time.
See you later.